Hey guys, welcome to Arcane Duels. We are doing these spoiler videos, and it's sponsored by Arcane Wonders.
Yep. So hang on, sit tight, and enjoy.
Hey guys, welcome to Arcane Duels. I'm Koshade.
And I'm Puddinhead.
And we have some spoiler videos from Druid Academy.
First thing we're going to do is cover some of the cards that we've seen on the Mage Wars Facebook page, and then show you a few new ones.
Woot.
So we got a Druid.
So, probably one of the most talked about things, getting the Druid together in the Academy world. And this is like an herbalist specialty. He knows how to get plants together to make a concoction that's going to, keep his stuff alive and, not keep his opponents alive.
Aid in their destruction.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
So we've seen Druid is an herbalist. He can add a charge to potions, and some of the potions that he will use, they don't take up a slot.
Yeah.
They cannot replace themselves, so you have to use the entire potion up before you can put another one on.
Yep.
Another of the same name on.
Yep. So it's equipment, basically. And, it's pretty good. We have the, what are we looking at here? The corrosive one and the melee ones.
Tonic.
So these are both pretty offensively focused. You know, one of them reduces their armor, and it doesn't have to be, an effect roll. It just does it. And the other one gives you more melee. So they can kind of combo together.
Yeah, you add to melee, and that gets you the damage through, which lets you corrode so that your melee can hit harder next time. Yeah,
it's pretty dang good. And, the nice part is you can pick and choose, like, where those corrodes go. So, if someone's guarding, you don't have to get rid of that corrode.
Right.
You don't have to use it out of that potion.
Right. You use it when you want to use it.
It's pretty cool.
Yep, and you can use it on any of your creatures when they attack. So
you pour it on your plants, and your plants are like, I corrode things.
I'm angry now. So we've got a couple of other creatures that are kind of showcase some new stuff in this set. We have the Jungle Defender, big plant dude.
He's the big bad. Like every academy, you have some sort of big bad dude, and this is kind of it, and it is really potent. I mean, it's a little expensive, but
I'd pay 2 mana for that quick attack, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 mana extra for some nice buffs versus Torgo, like if you want to compare the two. But, all around, he's just on par, I'd say, with the other strong guys in terms of who's going to beat who.
Pretty big guy. And he will knock things out of the sky like the Darkfang Owl.
What do you mean by that?
Well, because flying was introduced in Academy.
What?
And flying is a trait that removes you from the general melee that's going on below. The only things that can hurt you are ranged attacks, other flying melee attacks, and attacks with reach. And the Sequoian boy has reach because he's a big tree. And the Darkfang Owl is an owl, so he's flying.
Yeah, and so obviously flying's a big deal here. So if you are flying, for anyone that just plays Academy, you can actually go past guards if you attack another flyer. So that's a little like air battle thing you can have going on in these games, which is pretty cool. But Darkfang Owl is really neat because it stops things from healing, which I guess is probably more of a detriment for the Druid, even though it's in his set, because it's like he relies on a lot of healing stuff. But it's a nice sort of thing if you're a warlock. It's in school, so you can be like, you're not going to heal anymore. I have this owl here.
And Druid's like, crap, I need to get my tree out so I can beat him down.
Which is, really tough. Or to use attack spells, because any range can hit any flyer in Academy, which is pretty nice.
It's true. And then finally, speaking of creatures that have new traits on them, we have Hellfire Ants, which has the Swarm trait.
Oh, man, we got ants. Ants are scary. I don't know, man.
You've done the research. Ants are scary.
They don't know I've done research on ants.
Now they do.
No, ants will mess your day up. But anyway, so swarms. Do you want to talk about swarms?
The swarm trait. Okay, so I hinted about this in the Mage Wars Facebook page, but swarms only ever take 1 damage from an attack unless that attack is an area of effect attack, like Volley of Fire or Voltaic Discharge or Telekinetic Burst. And they also get an additional strikes. You see the ants, they have additional strikes, and their additional strikes is equal to the amount of health they have. So they attack once, and then that attack gets resolved, and then they get a number of additional strikes that they can use afterwards, equal to the remaining health.
Mm-hmm.
So the ant theoretically gets 5 attacks a turn if he's healthy. But also all swarms have the finite life trait, which means that they don't get healed, they can't gain health, and they're also untargetable by anything that doesn't target swarms specifically. So you can't giant size them, and you can't enhance them like that.
Yeah, so they're kind of just like their own little creature, like packed in themselves. You don't have to do anything to them. They're just ready to go right off the bat, which is really nice. And the ants specifically are nice for guard breaking. They also have elusive, so you can get past guards and just go for a specific target. They're little pests.
But they're not pests. They can't be ignored.
They can't be guarded. They can't guard either.
And they also can't guard. But they can't be ignored. Like if you exactly. attack, then
you can't let them get out of control, just like ants.
Man, you just can't.
There are more ants in the world than I think. Is it insect? I think it's ants. I think there's more ants in the world than like any other thing.
Well, I mean,
but
every hive of
animal,
ants has like millions of ants.
Yes, it's crazy. There are a lot of ants. What are we talking about next?
We are talking about Conjurations and Academy.
What? A little thing that has been talked about since, the first Mage Wars Academy thing came out.
Yep.
Conjurations, they're here.
So Conjuration is a structure or large, unmoving thing.
Usually stationary.
Yeah, that mages can make appear in the arena. Conjurations work a little bit differently in Academy than they do in Arena. In Academy, each mage can have a copy of each conjuration.
Yep.
But just like in Arena, you cannot have 2 copies of the same conjuration in play at any one time.
So you can't have 2 life trees out.
Right, healing trees.
Healing trees. That's what it's called.
Yep. Alluring Orchid and Healing Tree are 2 cards, and they're surprisingly synergistic.
They're really good in a lot of ways. Can you get the Healing Tree the same round you cast it?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So basically you spend 6 mana and you're immediately going to be able to get 2 healing out of it that round.
That's true.
So that's like value immediately upon it, which it could be used as like think about Mend. Like you may not want to take that 1 spellbook cost Mend because you have a 1 spellbook cost tree that comes out instead.
Yep. And it will guaranteed do 2 every time.
Yep. There is no dice rolling, so it's really nice to be able to control that section of RNG. The Alluring Orchid
blocks a lot of stuff. It's like a ready-made guard.
Yeah, it's super good as well. And the fact that it counters with a rot is a really big deal because it's just sort of like, all right, he's going to die. It's going to take a little while, but like I don't have to worry about him as much anymore.
Right, especially if you can got an opponent that's using a lot of low health or those elusive guys. Like if Taraki has to hit the Orchid
because he's a minor creature.
Yep, he's a minor creature, so then he'll rot to death before he kills you. And you don't have to waste attacks on him.
Yeah, I guess on top of that, you're right. It just synergizes with the healing tree because it's just going to start healing immediately. It has regen on it,
so you
it's
can
just
heal your Orchid 3 every
stay
turn.
Alive, and it's insane. It's really good.
Yeah. And the healing tree is on demand too, so you can heal your Orchid right after the attack hits it.
Just a note: if you do kill the Orchid before, like if you do kill it like with a melee attack, it won't have a chance to counter with a rot. But otherwise, it's just super good. I would really recommend it.
Now we got a few new cards that we haven't spoiled yet.
Ooh.
First one is Living Armor.
Living Armor. So the Druid has an armor.
Yep.
That's nice.
It's good. Wow. We have a lot of things to talk about with this one.
Yeah, so like we introduced Corrodes with this set. And this sort of counters Corrodes if it gets hit enough. Which in Academy, sometimes you have a lot of little guys going and hitting you and stuff like that. This is a sort of like way to counter the Corrodes that you might use to get rid of that. So really, you probably want to crumble it if you want to stop it, or use Piercing.
Yeah, Piercing still works against it. And Piercing actually is really good against it because you'll knock off an armor.
Yeah.
And then you'll knock off another armor, and then all of a sudden you're piercing. Right.
Yeah.
So But, I mean, it regens 2 armor every turn, which is really nice.
Yeah, it is. And it's made of wood. The fire doesn't affect it more. Haha.
Because it's living.
It's that's right,
living wood doesn't
like
get burned as
constantly
easily.
growing on
Which is kind of weird because the tree gets burned and the orchid gets, whatever.
How heavy do you think that is? Just saying.
Heavy, the living armor.
The living armor, yeah.
I'm going to guess, well, no, it's only chest piece, isn't it?
Maybe it grows like support legs. So
Well, it's not, it doesn't have legs though. It's only chest piece.
Yeah, that's fair.
It doesn't overgrow though.
It doesn't grow too much.
Yeah, it has to stop at 3.
Stick around the spot.
But you
here.
can make your creatures overgrow with overgrowth.
Overgrowth. So it's a buff for all living creatures. It does have a specialty for plants. So,
It's
like,
true.
we talk about Jungle Defender. Great choice because it has regen 2, high armor.
I imagine this spell is just like a bottle of Miracle Grow that you're like spraying on things.
Yeah, that's right. You use it on like a cleric, and the cleric's like, what? And it's like, oh, I'm big, So, I mean, life 2, melee 1. Haven't really seen that combo before, but adding more melee into the mix now can create bigger supercharged creatures, which, are a risk versus reward kind of thing. Like, if they die, you lose all those enchantments, but if they don't, they have like 10 dice. So, I mean, it's a really good option to have if you have, something like Bridge Troll or anything with regen or vampirism.
Oh, man.
They're all good in that sense. You know?
It doesn't scale up with the level of the creature, which means that it's equally friendly for...
Put on your mage.
Actually, it's better for larger creatures than it is for smaller creatures.
It absolutely is.
Like your Jungle Defender.
Vampire. The Vampire is good. Jungle Defender. All those guys.
Yeah. Grizzly Bear.
Grizzly Bear going into Arena, Arena has a ton of options. Sanguine Thirst on a Timberwolf with that, that sort of thing.
Putting this on a Temple Sentry or a...
Temple Sentry.
Which already has 3 armor while it's guarding.
I just keep thinking like you spray it and they just have like plants growing out of their ears.
or a bear cub even. Like a bear cub would be a great choice for this.
Becomes part plant.
Yeah. Awesome.
What's the last card we're looking at?
Last card we're looking at is a nature attack spell.
What?
Spray of barbs.
Never done.
Yeah, it hasn't been done before. You're right.
Arena, no academy. It's pretty good. I mean, it has basically 4 dice. It's 2 dice double strike with piercing 2. So, if they have more than 2 armor, it does start affecting in that sense. Like maybe if you're, a druid with living armor on, because you get minus if you have 3 armor. You'll get piercing 2, and then they'll have -1 armor, so the second attack will deal full. Sure. So it'll be nice in that sense. But it's also good against ants that we showed earlier, swarms.
Yeah, because it hits twice, so you can knock off 2 of those health.
How about that visual?
With each attack. Yeah, barbs hitting ants. Those must be really tiny barbs.
Yeah,
I guess it's a spray of barbs, so it'll hit something. Right?
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool spell. And honestly, for Arena, like making it a vine, being able to target vines across the arena.
Oh yeah.
Like I can like double vine hit with your other vine spell.
It's double strike, not sweeping, so you have to hit the same target with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you got something really cheap and armory like Temple Sentry or like a bear cub or something that has armor but not a lot of health, just zap.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Aaron's not a bad choice.
Aaron only has 2 armor. That's right.
So just
you get 4 dice against Aaron. Megan has 3 armor though.
Megan has 3. Yeah, Megan's gonna be like, I can take your barbs. I don't care.
Who is it? Juicy only has 2 armor though.
Yeah, Juicy. So yeah, hope you guys like these spoilers. We're gonna do an Elementalist one later. Check those out.
Get you that. We'll do a full review of both sets later on this month.
Yep. So be on the lookout. Thank you for joining us, guys.
Been Arcane Duels. I'm Frodenhead.
And I'm Koshade.
See you later.